Let us have now the namespaces and scene management. Say for example, in here, let's head over the UI, and we would like to include, say for example, text. So we're just gonna have to import TMP Essentials. So if this window pops up in your Unity game engine whenever you uh, include a text type or a text mesh pro type as a UI in your scene or hierarchy, you're just gonna have to click import TMP. So, but we will not be, using that for now. Be deleting this again. System. So instead, I'll be using the legacy, the old one. So hit legacy and text. So in UI, I'll be talking here in advance since I'll be discussing this in the next videos or in the following videos. So in the UI, everything that we will be including will be or it's or everything every element of the UI will be included in the canvas. So as you can see, we have here this canvas. That's the canvas. So whatever UI you put here will appear on your game. So for the sake of this example, let's just include this canvas, and we're not going to do with it, but instead we're going to head over here in our IDE or code editor, Visual Studio. Let's say you want to have any instruction or a code regarding your UI text. So you're going to declare public text, not text alignment, text score text. So what did you observe? So regardless that you have declared a text type variable and include its name or the variable name and the access modifier, the text variable is still an error. What are we missing? So for that, in order to solve that, we are going to head here in the namespace. So namespace, as I've said in the maybe part 3 or part 4 of this tutorial, that it is a collection of function in Unity. Since we're going to use C# language, but not in a way that we're developing desktop applications, but instead we're developing game development through the game engine Unity, we have to derive here in these namespaces. But these namespaces is not enough. So in order for you to access any variable type in the UI, you're going to add in the namespace using Unity engine dot UI and a semicolon. So there we have it. Using Unity engine dot UI, and as you can see, the variable or the data type text is now not an error. So everything that you want to do with the UI, you have to declare the namespace using Unity engine dot UI. Again, another one, if we want to make or manage, if we want to manage every scene, say for example in scene 1, let's head back to our Unity. So in Unity, every scene here is a set of any game objects that you will be including in your project. Say for example, you have a game that is composed of only one level but on a repetitive manner. So for example, to call this, I forgot the name of the game, but anyway, say for example you only have one level, but it is repetitive. The goal of the game is repetitive. Every time the player falls, it will just reset to the level, and every time the player reaches a score of 50, it will appear win game, then it will reset again the level. But what if you want to make a lot of levels? Just like in our project or in the letter catch game that we will be making, you will be creating 3 levels. So how can you transition from that level to another level? So that will be involving the scene management. So let's say, for example, let's add a scene here. So in order for you to add a scene, let's just head over to the project panel, assets, then folder scenes, hit the right click button, create, and create scene. So for example, level 2. So that's the name. So this sample scene will be our level 1, then this um, next scene will be our level 2. So yes, let's open that. Okay, hit save. Let's say we have here an object from capsule which is color yellow. Okay, so where is the capsule? Why is it not appearing? Yes, I did. Let's delete this one. Let's head over back to okay, let's Control S, and let's go over back to let's add sprite capsule. Okay, there we have it. And let's change the color green, and let's enlarge the size. So in level 2 we should be seeing a giant green capsule. So let's go back to our level 1. Let's save. So any changes that you make in a scene or in the script, always hit the Control S before going to another one. Okay. So in order for you to do that, let's delete this one. We're not going to use this one. We have to add again a namespace that will manage or involve functions in managing your scenes. So we're going to type using Unity engine dot scene management, because if you will not be including this namespace, you won't be able to make alterations or manipulations in your scene or in your created scenes. So for example, let's just have a public int scene number, and we're going to write here a function void scene load. Okay, scene load. Okay, scene load. And then we're going to write if else function again. I told you if else function is very useful in any situations of your project or in your project. So let's if, let's say this scene number, the value of scene number is equal to 3, then we're going to transition or go to the level 2 scene, which we will be seeing that giant capsule, giant green capsule. So in order for you to do that, you're just gonna write scene manager dot load scene, open and close parenthesis. Then inside that parenthesis, we're going to write the name again of the scene. So we're going to transfer or go to level 2. So you should write it as is, or however it is right, it should be the same here in your code. So level 2 with a capital or uppercase L, well, and 2, and a semicolon. So we have there void scene load, and we're going to call this function in the start function. Okay. Okay, scene load. So expectedly, if we include or if we input a value of 3 in the variable scene number, we will be going to, or we will be transferring our scene into level 2. So let's do that. Okay, Control S. Okay, it's still compiling. Don't forget to hit the Control Save button whenever you're making alterations so that you won't be facing any errors, even though that you just write your code correctly. Anyway, let's see. Let's head over to our circle. Okay, scene number. So I've accessed it in, or I written it in the access script. Why did I do that? Anyway, that won't be a problem. Our script is attached to any game object. So let's have here a value of 3. So if that is 3, we should be loading the scene, or we should be going to the level 2 scene. Unexpectedly, there will be an error. Okay, I knew it. There will be an error since our new created scene was not included in our build settings. So to do that, in every scene that you will be making in your project should be included in the build settings. So since we are building this for Windows, Mac, and Linux, let's head over to File, Build Settings, and here, as you can see, we have only one scene included, and that is the sample scene. We should be including here the level 2 scene. So to do that, let's just open first the level 2, hit save, level 2, and go to build settings, file, build settings, then add open scene. Or simply, you can just there we have it. It is already added in build settings. There are other ways to do that. You can just drag the scene itself into this panel. So just hit the X button here to close. Okay. So let's head over to our level 1. Control S, and the value of scene number is 3. So in our condition, if the value of scene number is equal to 3, we should be loading or going to the level 2 scene. Let's do that. Okay, there we have it. We just have transferred to level 2. Since the value is 3 and this scene is already included in the build settings, we were able to load it. So just remember, in UI management and scene management, you have to write first the namespace using Unity Engine UI if it's all about UI. Then, or if you're going to add any controls in the UI, and if you're going to transfer from one scene to another, you have to write the namespace using Unity Engine, that's scene management. So there we have it. You were able to learn, hopefully, static, coroutine, namespaces, and scene management. So see ya in the next videos.